Hey there, students and math students. Welcome to homework R.2, operations with decimals, number 1. This is a practice. There are no calculators. Homework is due tomorrow. So, directions: state your estimate first, then solve each problem showing homework. So, my estimate for this one should be someplace like 7, because that's a whole number, plus 8.3. That rounds to another whole number of 8. So, my estimate should be around 15, right? 7 plus 8 is 15. So, if I have an answer that's anywhere outside of 15, I'm wrong. So let's set this up. I like putting the biggest number up top first. So 8.352 is the longest number, but remember we gotta just line up on decimals. So 8.352, add 7, it's in the 1 spot, and then fill in all the empty spaces with zeros. Go ahead and add that up. You got 2, 5 plus 0 is 5, 3 plus 0 is 3, and 8 plus 5 is 15. So our answer, 15.352, D. It's pretty close to my estimate of 15, so we're good to go. All right, if I were you, I'd pause it right now and try and do 2 on your own. All right, number 3. Again, an estimate. So I'm basically rounding 0.2 to 0, 12.91 to 13, because the 9 tells me to round up. And so my estimate's 13, right? So now let's go ahead and add it on up. So 12.91, remember, we line everything up based on the decimal. So my decimal point's right here, 0, and I say 2, put my 0 right there. In the empty spot, I'm going to plug in with a 0. I don't need to plug in that 0 right there. And so 0.2 is the same thing as 0.20. Let's go ahead and add up now. 1 plus 0 is 1, 9 plus 2 is 11, so put down your 1, carry your 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Oop, I forgot to drop down my decimal. Make sure you do that. Should have a straight line of decimals. And then 1 plus 9 is 13. So 13.11 is my answer. It's pretty close to my estimate, so I know I'm correct. If I were you, I'd pause and try and do number 4. All right, number 5. 12.71 minus 9.6. So this time I do have to put 12.71 on top. So 12.171 minus 9.60. Line up on the decimal, fill in the empty spaces with zeros, and let's go ahead and subtract. So 1 minus 0 is 1, 7 minus 0 is 7. I cannot do 1 minus 6, right? Because that's too small. I can't do 2 minus 9, so let's borrow. So the 1 becomes a 0, 2 becomes a 12, then we borrow, that becomes 11, and that 1 becomes 11. So now we've got 11 minus 6, which is 5. Bring down that decimal. And 11 minus 9, which is 2. So my answer is 2.571, which is A. I forgot I should have estimated here. So my estimate should be 12.171. That's about 12. 9.6, that's about 10. So my estimate should have been 2, and 2.571 is pretty close to 2. Right? If I were you, I'd pause and do number 6. All right, number 7. Let's do an estimate right off the bat. I've got 76 minus 9.8, that's close to 10, so my answer should be close to 66, right? All right, so let's go ahead and set it up. We've got 76 minus 9.842. Plug in zeros. It's okay if you have that empty space there. I just accidentally used an extra space, no worries. I cannot do 0 minus 2, 0 minus 4. Oops, I messed up. Let's erase, because I didn't line up on my decimal. Right? So here's my decimal right there, 76. Now 9.842. I did need an extra 0 there. Now I am good to go. Right? I had to line up my decimals. Drop my decimal down. Let's go ahead and do this. So I can't do any of the subtraction, so I'm going to have to borrow from 7, change that to a 6. This 16 changes to 15, then that 10 changes to 9, that 10 changes to 9, and finally we got a 10. Right? So 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 4 is 5, 9 minus 8 is 1, 15 minus 9 is 6, and 6 minus nothing is 6. So 66.158, right? B, and that's close to my estimate of 66, right? So I'd pause and try and do number 8. All right. Finally on the front, Trevante recently went to GameStop and bought a game for $21.62. If he paid with two $20 bills, what was his change? So paying with two $20 bills, we should understand that that is $40, right? So basically they're asking the change of $40 when you pay $21.62 for a game, right? So basically I'll set it up. I'll get 4, 0, and then 0.00, right? And then 21.62, and we are subtracting, right? So I'll let you solve that on your own. It's obviously going to be one of those answers, A, B, C, or B. All right. Backside. All right. So it says directions. Excuse me. State your estimate first, and then solve each problem using multiplication. Make sure you show all work. So actually, here on the back, I'm going to do the evens and allow you to do the odds on your own. Okay. So number 10, it says Benjamin bought 12 goldfish. Each goldfish costs 98 cents. How much did he spend? So my estimate should be something like, all right, now I'm buying 12. That's rounded to 12. And the goldfish are rounded to $1. So my estimate should be around $12, right? So let's figure out if I am correct. So let's do, I like to put the longer number on top. So 0.98 times 12. And let's get to work. All right, 2 times 8, that's 16, carry your 1. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19, carry your 1. 2 times 0 is 0, but plus 1 is 1. Before I start another line, I always lay an egg, and then I get to work again. 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 0 is 0. Now let's add it up. So I get 6 plus 0 is 6, 9 plus 8 is 17, so I carry my 1. 1 plus 1 plus 9 is 11, carry my 1 again, and I get 11. But wait a second, that can't be my answer because I had 2 decimal places. So therefore, I got to swoop 2 times, once, twice. So 11.76, there's my answer. Is it close to 12? Yes, it is. I don't have the correct answer. Hey, for watching the video, guess what? I am going to ask you to cross out number 12. So only if you watch the video did you know that you did not have to do number 12. That's sometimes the benefit of watching the video. All right, number 11 and number 13 you're doing on your own. Number 14, it says William wants to buy 4 pens and 2 notebooks. At which store would 4 pens and 2 notebooks cost less? So basically, you're just going to set this up for store A, B, and C. So for store A, we see the notebook price is the pen price. Let's do 4 pens first. It's $1.15, so 1.15, and I want to buy 4 of them, so times 4, right? Store B, 4 pens. Is $1.25, so 1.25 times 4, right, times 4. And store C, it's 1.10, 1.10 times 4. Right? And now let's also do the notebooks, right? So store A, the notebook cost, store A right here, $1.69, so 1.69 times 2. Store B, the notebook cost is $1.59, 1.59 times 2. That's a 5 here. Sorry, that kind of looks like an 8. And then store C, notebook cost is $1.85. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to do these multiplication problems and then add them up to see what the total is for that store. So let's do store A together, and then you'll be responsible for B and C. So for store A, notice we have 2 decimals, so we're going to have to swoop in the end. 4 times 0 is 20. Put down your 0, carry your 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. It's not 460 because I got to swoop twice. So swooping twice gives me $4.60. All right? Now we have $1.69 times 2. So let's multiply. 2 times 9 is 18. Put down your 8, carry your 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Carry your 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, but plus 1 is 3. But again, remember, you've got 2 decimals here, so you're going to need to swoop twice. Once, twice. All right, so you got $4.60 plus $3.38, and this gives us our total of $7.98 for 4 pens and 2 notebooks at store A, right? So basically I just added my 2 answers here to get my total. So you're going to do that for B and C, and then you're going to be able to answer which store was the cheapest. All right, that's it. Please call me if you have questions. Make sure you show all your work on all the other problems that we haven't done, and I will see you tomorrow.